There's technically a ball size difference in the Japanese league versus
I
Major
did not
League.
know that. Are you serious?
I think there is.
Dude, that's stereotypical, bro.
Yo, fact check me. Not everything with Asians are smaller, but I swear the baseball was smaller. Welcome to the Worst Asian Podcast, where a couple Asian American millennials give you our shitty opinions on all things Asian. We're back. My name is Linji. I'm here with the consistently inconsistent Ben.
Why, hello there.
On this week's episode of Why Ben Was Late,
Oh,
Dad had to take a shit.
Dad had to take a poopy. A little long one.
Ben wakes up at...
I woke up at 9. Actually, I woke up at 8:50.
Whatever. You woke up at 9 a.m. to tell me that you're going to come at 9:30.
Yes.
At 9:30, which I was very surprised by.
Yes.
Guess what time he actually ends up showing?
What's the over-under?
At 11:30.
But I'm still early. That's the beautiful part.
Technically, you're not early because we're supposed to meet up at 9:30. I don't even know how to feel sometimes. It's a bit comical that you're always late for various reasons.
Yeah, today was a bummer because I was like, man, I could have just slept more. That's what I kept thinking
Yeah,
too.
you woke up early to tell me you were coming.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the hell happened for two plus hours.
I even had breakfast. That's how long, I was like...
Yeah, see? I was just sitting here waiting for you.
You were not doing that.
Dude, I just want to hit you over the head with a bat.
Oh, man. Speaking of bats.
Speaking of bats and beating Asian people.
Yep. Oh, my God.
Shohei Ohtani. For people that don't know who that is, in the US, we have this sport called baseball.
See.
Major League Baseball.
See.
And right now, it's past the postseason. It's past the end of the season. But right now, we're in award season.
Yes.
And there's a very good chance that Shohei Ohtani is going to win MVP, Most Valuable Player.
Yeah.
So that leads us into what today's topic is, Asians in professional sports. Okay, Ben. Who is Mr. Shohei Ohtani?
Shohei Ohtani is this Japanese baseball phenom. When he first was discovered, he was trying to, everyone was after him. And in baseball,
First of all, he's Japanese.
he's Japanese, as full-on Japanese. And in baseball, they'll scout international players. They'll have scouts that go over, you see in South America.
Yep.
And you see
All the
really
Latin
heavily
countries.
in Asian countries too.
Yeah, specifically Japan, because Japan itself has a big baseball subculture.
Yeah, they
It
do.
may or may not be their second most popular sport next to sumo,
Oh, actually, yeah.
unless I'm stereotyping sumo.
Yo, honestly, that sounded so convincing. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to agree with you. I'm like, yes.
I think there is a big following in sumo.
Yes.
I want to say that.
I don't
Dude, if I'm wrong, I'm sorry.
For our Japanese listeners, they're like, who the fuck does this guy think he is? Yeah, so Shohei Ohtani, super talented kid from Japan. The thing is that he can pitch and he could fucking bat.
Yep.
I remember when people were talking about this kid years ago before he became, before he came over to the States, and they're like, yo, this kid's amazing, da da da. But in his first year, I forgot, didn't he
I think he started off well, and then he got injured midway through the season.
Yeah.
He's been playing professional baseball here in the West for 3-4 years now.
Right. He's a big kid too.
Yeah,
He's
he's physically a big ass
He's a
kid.
big boy.
But then this year, he's been putting on a real show.
Yeah, Shohei is putting on a show for sure.
Yeah, Showtime.
He's 27 now. He's 6'5" or some shit. He's an absolute beast. You should take some time to look over his highlights. The craziest thing was All-Star Weekend.
He was in the home run derby.
This kid was in the home run derby. He pitched the first inning of the All-Star game.
Yeah.
This kid is doing what Babe Ruth was technically doing back then.
It's crazy. For those that don't follow professional baseball, you rarely find a two-way player. A player that both pitches, which is one side of it, and then also plays offense, plays the field.
Yes.
And he's not just, let's say, the best Asian player in the MLB. He's just one of the top players, period. And just happens to be Asian.
The best example I can say is imagine an NFL quarterback.
I was hoping you'd come up with a reference for people that don't just watch American-ish sports.
Let's do other sports, and then we'll go into
take ping pong.
Ping pong.
Make it work with ping pong.
Not with ping pong. That won't work. So for football fans out there, imagine the quarterback scoring the touchdown, and then on defense, this dude is playing fucking linebacker, or he's a safety now. Both sides of the field.
Legitimately crazy what he's doing right now. So it's
I'm still trying to think of an example. Can you?
I can't. Dude, I don't know. Okay, the biggest international sport is football, aka soccer.
Right.
Fake football.
Fake football. Right.
So
we're gonna piss off so many people.
Are there specific defensive only players in a soccer match?
Yeah.
There are, right?
Yes.
Okay, so fine. Oh, I got it.
Oh, dude. Okay.
Dude, I
Let's
got
hear
it.
Okay.
Just imagine in soccer, aka fake football, if someone was both the goalie and he was also the guy running to the other side scoring the goal.
Bingo.
Right there.
Bingo.
I know that probably doesn't work in a lot of mechanical ways, but just
No.
imagine if that was the case.
That's what Shohei Ohtani is doing
That's
right
exactly
now.
what he's doing right now.
Do you think we're doing a good job of like convincing people like, wow, we really got to pay attention to this kid?
For people that don't watch baseball, it's a
Yes.
hard sport to get into, I think. Honestly,
yeah.
like if you didn't grow up with baseball, it's hard to get into. It's like
You have
people
to-
that
yeah.
grew up in Australia with cricket, in
What, rugby?
India with
Oh.
cricket, right?
You're looking at me for like confirmation, like, yo, please tell me I'm right.
Yo, I think
I'm like, yeah, man.
I think cricket's big in India and
is.
Australia.
Yes.
It should be, right?
It is.
So just on a entertainment level, watching Shohei play this year,
It's been pretty cool.
it's been crazy. Just like he's hitting home runs.
Yeah, like he's hitting a lot of home runs and he's like pitching well. That's the crazy thing about this.
Obviously, we're being biased because we're Asian and we're rooting for him because we want to see our people being represented. But
And
got
he's
an
the
arm.
nicest guy.
I mean, all Japanese people, stereotypically speaking, just seem
Yes,
very
are very
polite.
polite.
Are very, very polite. But this kid just seems like a nice, genuine kid.
There's a video of this video of Shohei Ohtani getting on base on first base against the Tigers, and Melky Cabrera is the first baseman. He just taps Shohei Ohtani in the dick, like he just laughs, and then Shohei Ohtani, he's like,
He's got no idea what to do, right?
He's so fucking polite. He's like, he has that nervous giggle, like, ha ha ha, and then he like kind of like bows. Is like, please don't touch me there. I'm like, and Melky Cabrera is just like loving it.
Cultural clashes right there.
Yeah, man, that's good, man. That's good for the sport, right?
Yeah, but-
love dick taps.
Now, one last thing about Shohei. There's a chance that he's going to win the MVP, most valuable player.
He should win.
If he doesn't, we're canceling the pod.
Yeah.
Hashtag cancel the
fuck,
pod.
yeah. Fuck like all those like voters and stuff. No, he deserves it.
I think baseball, traditionally, we have had a lot of Asian representation, specifically from Japan mainly, but also we've had Korean players coming in. We've
Yeah.
had some Chinese people. But it's the type of thing where you didn't see a player like Shohei because traditionally, when Asian players came to play baseball here in the West, it was just as pitchers.
Yeah.
Some of the big early pitchers like Hideo Nomo.
Hideo Nomo, Hideki Arabu, right?
Shout out to your people, Chan Ho Park.
Yeah, Channel Park was really good before he got injured.
I remember when we were kids growing up, like random Korean people would like be rocking those park jerseys, Chan Ho Park jerseys.
He was like one of the first Asian players in the sport to be able to throw like fucking that high octane heat. Like he was able to bring it. Like he could almost hit 100 miles per hour. It
was crazy.
And then he just got injured. And then
You
like,
felt proud watching him, right?
I was like, yo, he's like Korean Roger Clemens.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, and he got a badass goatee.
He did.
There's that fight of him where he gets into a fight with someone on the
Yo,
mound.
he is not a polite Asian. Like,
No, he's not. He did a taekwondo kick on him.
yo, it's probably because he's Korean.
No, it's exactly why. That's exactly why he did it. It's because he is Korean.
Yo, you guys don't give a shit.
I was like, man, this guy's a great role model. I was like, man, I want to be this guy. Channel Park, baby.
He's like the complete opposite of Shohei.
Yeah, he really is. Actually, you're right. He really is.
So eventually, we got away from pitchers.
Yeah. Sorry.
Ichiro Suzuki,
Yeah, shout out to the GOAT, Ichiro Suzuki.
Hall of Famer, future Hall of Famer. Remember, I think he won Rookie of the Year and MVP in his
Yeah.
first season.
He was just so dominant. He was such a great fielder. Like he had
had a
cannon
rock
for
in
an
the arm.
Yeah, and he was a tiny guy.
Yeah, tiny skinny
dude.
guy.
Yeah.
I don't know how he threw. He had that very cocky swag to him.
You did.
The way that he played, and he took himself very seriously.
I won't say it, but there's clips of him like imitating or trying to be a quote unquote gangster.
Yeah,
And
I know.
a lot of the African American baseball players love it.
Yeah.
So if you want to YouTube that, I think there's one with him and Torrey Hunter.
Ichiro was great. And then finally, you got some Asian players that actually hit for power.
Yeah, we had a few. We had a few.
Who's that Korean guy? Shinsu.
Shin-Soo Choo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
there you go. Shout out to your
He's
Korean
a
people.
big boy. He's a big boy.
Yeah, he's kind of chubby. He was. We had Hideki Matsui.
Hideki Matsui, man. You know what's crazy about him too? Like they were saying like he's the Barry Bonds or whatever he was, right? Like
Yeah,
he was just
he was
like,
good for a couple of years.
but then like when he came into the States, it never really translated. He just now was known as like a really good contact hitter.
There's technically a ball size difference in the Japanese league versus
I
Major
did not
League.
know that. Are you serious?
I think there is.
Dude, that's stereotypical, bro.
Yo, fact check me. Not everything with Asians are smaller, but I swear the baseball was smaller.
Bro, you're killing it today, man. Hold on, let's try this.
Yeah, I'm killing with those stereotypes.
When in doubt.
Stereotype.
Our Japanese baseball is smaller. That's what I'm typing right now.
I'm gonna get canceled by our own people.
Oh my god,
Is it smaller?
dude,
This smaller, right?
you're not gonna believe this. The Japanese baseball is bigger and harder
Oh,
than
what
the
the fuck?
American baseball.
That's great.
Yeah, what the hell?
We're bigger and we're harder. Go Asian people.
Wait, hold on. I'm reading something else down that's different. Oh, it is smaller.
Oh fuck.
Well, that means you're not stereotyping.
All right, that's fine. All right, it seems like Asian people are a little bit smaller in terms of our professional baseballs. Moving on to some other sports. And for those international fans, we'll get to soccer, aka fake football eventually, okay?
Fake football. Someone just threw their TV or like their headphones off right now. They're like, what the fuck?
All right, moving on to some of our other sports here in the
Other
US.
shout outs to the Asian players out there. Who you got? Who do you got?
Basketball.
Okay.
Basketball, I think, is pretty popular
Man,
worldwide, right?
we're going to just become a fucking sports podcast, baby. I love it. Let's do this, man.
There's only so many Asian people we can talk about.
Fuck, we need more players,
need
guys.
more Asian-
Don't put them in medical school.
Okay.
Give them a basketball.
Basketball's kind of hard. You have to be tall. Asian
Tall,
people
that still suck.
scientifically are not as
Gotta feed them babies.
But every once in a while, you get a couple tall ass people.
Gotta make love to tall people.
Shout out to the most famous Asian, maybe famous Chinese sports player in all sports,
Oh.
Yao Ming.
Yao Ming.
Yao Ming was a very skilled player, but he was also a giant of a man.
Yeah, he was 7'6". Is it true China took the tallest Chinese male basketball player and the tallest Chinese? Well, you should make a baby.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was somehow factually true.
Now I'm being stereotypical.
Now you're being super stereotypical.
Oh, man.
This podcast is never going big in mainland China.
Yo, Mao Zedong, we love you.
You keep saying that every podcast. It's Xi Jinping right now.
Oh, really? Oh, Xi Jinping.
Wait. Have you, when you say Mao, have you thought you've been referring to the current president this whole time?
I thought so, yeah. I don't know.
Ah,
I don't know.
fuck.
Are we in trouble? Are we really in trouble?
We're not in trouble. You're in trouble.
Oh, damn.
So I was saying,
Sorry, yes. We're getting like so distracted right now.
Yao Ming, most famous Chinese basketball player,
Yeah.
maybe even the most famous Chinese athlete worldwide.
Yeah, he was a good ambassador to the sport. Yeah.
You have someone like that in basketball, and then you complement that with someone that's Asian American born,
Right.
Jeremy Lin,
Insanity.
technically Taiwan, technically part of China.
right.
We're always on the fence about that, depending on who we're offending.
Oh man, for any of our Taiwanese listeners.
He's Taiwanese American. He's not Chinese American.
Oh my god.
All right, Jeremy Lin was a Asian American, so he wasn't just a Asian born player who just came over to the West here to play professional sports. He was born and raised in California. He went to Harvard. Everyone knows Harvard. Even to our listeners in Romania, you know what Harvard is.
Oh, shout out to Romania. That's right. We're watching. We see you guys.
So he is the other side of the spectrum. And Jeremy Lin himself isn't super tall. He's over 6 foot, obviously.
Right.
Which is a tall ass Asian person. But he's not like ginormous Yao Ming 7'6".
Right. I
tall.
was just thinking, did Jeremy Lin and like Yao Ming ever like collab? I don't think so, right?
What's your definition of collab? Do stuff together?
Do stuff together or like
I don't know.
acknowledge their Asian basketball players?
I have to imagine in some form or fashion that they've met.
But you can't think of it on top of your head.
I can't think of it.
Right?
They're two very different lifestyles. Yao Ming right now is retired, but I think he's in China. But Jeremy Lin, oh shit. Jeremy Lin is playing in the Chinese Basketball Association.
Okay.
He's playing for
He's playing overseas right now.
He's playing for the Beijing something or the Shanghai something. Definitely one of those two cities. Definitely one of those two cities.
By the way, I just want to say, like, this is supposed to be like our forte because we were like talking so confidently, like, hey, we know sports,
Yeah,
man.
we know sports.
This is going so poorly.
But I feel like we know less about Asian players than we thought we did.
Oh man, this is actually not that easy. This one. But sorry, going on. Yes,
Maybe love,
Jeremy Lin.
romance, racism,
romance,
stuff like that is
money.
more our forte.
Yeah,
Maybe sports is not our
Shang-Chi.
forte. All right, so in basketball, you got players like Yao Ming, Jeremy Lin.
Yeah.
So I specifically remember when he got big with the Knicks. It was like during Valentine's Day, Knicks versus Lakers. Oh no, sorry, it was Knicks versus Raptors. That's when he sunk
the game
that
winner.
game winner at
He
the end.
waved off. He's like, no, I got this.
Me and my wife were at the most romantic restaurant in all of New York City, the Cheesecake Factory.
But that's pretty solid though, man. That's a good choice.
I remember the whole restaurant was watching that, and when he sunk that game winner, the whole restaurant went screaming.
Oh shit!
It could be possible that I was literally the only one screaming, but in my mind, as I recollect things, I felt like the whole restaurant was screaming.
Yeah.
But it could possibly have just been a table.
Imagine people are like eating their cheesecake and they're like, Mom, what's wrong with that Asian man? He's like, I don't know, honey.
He's just super excited.
Don't look at him. Don't look at him. Don't give him $1. Don't give him anything. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious, man. Yo, Jeremy Lin was the Linsanity, right?
Insanity. He didn't have the same entry point into the NBA like Yao Ming did. Yao Ming came in, drafted number 1 overall with big expectations.
Like he literally had the Chinese government. Yo, you need to fucking succeed.
Jeremy Lin came in with 0 expectations, and I would say he built his career. He himself built his career. Of course, he had some good opportunities. You know, there was some roll of dice where he got lucky.
Actually, now that we're speaking about Jeremy Lin, he probably has like the most prevalent career as an Asian American.
What do you mean? Traveled around?
Just what he had to go through. Especially, he was saying like, I definitely felt like I was a target, when he was playing in the NBA. But Linsanity, that was like a really fun time. I'm still pretty butthurt about the whole Linsanity thing, how it ended. He was supposed to be our point guard, bro.
No one says it, but I feel as if Jeremy took some of the spotlight away from Carmelo at that time.
Injured. Carmelo was injured at the time, yes.
And then Carmelo, whether he'll ever say it or not, he didn't want to share that New York City limelight spotlight with Jeremy Lin. It is what it is.
It is.
Asians get pushed out once again. Eastern players, when they transitioned over here to the West and they played professional sports, it's a big culture clash.
Yeah.
It's difficult for someone that, number one, maybe can't even speak the language.
Right.
So like that's already difficult. Just doing any single job where they throw you into a different country.
I just want to piggyback on what you were saying. We briefly talked about it was Masahiro Tanaka, the pitcher for the Yankees.
Right. Baseball.
I didn't realize this. Like it was so under the radar. I was mad about how little attention they got actually.
What exactly happened?
All I remember was like the baseball season started. What the where's Tanaka? He's just not on the roster.
Was he traded?
Right.
Was he let go? What the hell? Was he injured?
I'm sleuthing and then it's like Tanaka left the country. You go into it. So Masahiro Tanaka was playing for the Yankees, but because of the recent spike of the Asian hate crimes, supposedly his wife or his kid or both of them were involved in some kind of incident that he felt that their safety was in jeopardy. So he took his family, moved back to Japan, and just told Brian Cashman, the general manager, that hey, like, thank you so much. Just want to go back home and play for my home. Cashman, honored it, but then Tanaka later tells him months later the main real reason was because of the Asian hate crimes.
Oh, so Tanaka,
he literally
he packed his bags, he left to go back home.
He left New York because of that.
Because of the whole rise in Asian hate here in the U.S.
And he didn't tell Brian Cashman. He felt like he didn't need to. And like that's another thing. Like Asian people are so like polite.
Yeah,
it's weird, right?
That's such a. I mean, props to him for putting his family first and putting the safety of his kid and his wife first, right?
Right, man.
Whether or not you think he was overreacting, he thought he was doing what was best for his family.
I think we all would have. Right?
It was hard enough being Asian, just trying to focus on your sport. But now you're trying to have to deal with this bullshit, right?
Yeah, man, that's true.
Because I was saying, when you come over here to the West, right, and there's a big culture shock with a lot of these players. Like we talked about Shohei being super polite. Just imagine him coming here and you're in a locker room full of like a very bro Chad kind of culture. And then you got to focus on like doing what you do best on the field. It's tough. It's extremely tough because you have to be beyond good technically at your sport. And at the same time, you have to deal with all this bullshit when you come over. So props to all the Asian players that came over to the West, made that transition, did the best they could, and still succeeded on the field.
Yeah, get your money, get your bag, and, live your life.
Okay, moving on to the real football, American football.
That's right. We're going to have to write so many apology letters.
The only Asian player that I know off the top of my head without having to do any further research was Heinz Ward.
Oh, yeah.
Heinz Ward, half Korean, half black.
A sad story, too, actually.
He did? Man. Like a sad life story?
Pretty much his father was in the military. His mother is Korean.
Was this during the Korean War station over there?
Yeah. At the time, he was an outcast because he was mixed. Before he became, the fucking Super Bowl champ. Which I'm like a little upset about because it's like we're shitting on our own people. After he won the Super Bowl and stuff. That's when Korea was like, oh, you're one of us.
Asian people love shitting on Asian people until they do something that's like a big accomplishment. Oh, man. And then you immediately accept them into your clan.
Yeah, Asians are so good at instilling fear and guilt.
It's never good.
Yeah,
it's never good. Because I remember Heinz Ward never, from what I remember, talked about his Korean background before. That was never out there in the open. But once he won the Super Bowl, then you started seeing more stories about Koreans coming out and giving him some support. What's that called? Fair weather fans?
Fair weather. Yeah.
Fuck those fair weather fans.
Yeah, exactly.
Heinz Ward, You do you.
Yeah, you do you, man. And like he forgave Korea pretty much for like all of that.
For shunning him prior to all that.
The good thing that came out of this was that he started like a foundation group. He kind of looks out for underprivileged like kids of like mixed
really?
backgrounds. Yeah.
That's great. See?
And I think it is based in Korea now. So Heinz Ward's too good for Korea.
He's being the bigger man.
Yo, he is, man.
Heinz didn't inherit that genetic stubborn Korean gene.
No, dude, he's so nice.
Thank God for that.
He's not Channel Park, bro.
He's not gonna roundhouse kick you somewhere.
you're like.
Give me a second. I was like. All right, Ben. You did some real research for our fake football fans out there.
Oh yeah.
Give me one Asian soccer player.
He goes by the name of Chan Ho Park.
He's just roundhouse kicking the football.
You know what? Channel Park was like, why am I playing baseball? I'm way better at kicking. Like my arm's broken anyway.
Okay, we genuinely don't know a lot about soccer,
No.
but we do know there are a bunch of
Wow, dude.
Japanese and South Korean players
This is so funny.
in the big European soccer leagues.
Yes. All right, I got it now. I got my massive research right here. It's just it's just one sentence. He goes by the name of Sung Hyun Min. He's a European soccer league player. The only thing I can tell you is that like this kid can score. I've seen his highlights. He can score.
He kicks the ball good.
He kicks the ball real good, bro. He moves his legs really fast
He runs around a
and
lot.
he kicks the ball really hard.
How many steps is he taking per match?
I think it's like
Does he have his Fitbit on?
I think it's like 65,000 steps at least.
Kid's an all-star.
He's an all-star.
All right, soccer fans out there, you happy?
There you go.
Let's move on.
Our in-depth research, baby.
We're done.
ESPN, baby.
Let's move on.
ESPN Deportes. Oh, man.
Let's give some love to the smaller sports. I mean, technically, this is not a smaller sport, and this is not a small star. But boxing, Manny Pacquiao,
Oh, man.
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man, he retired.
Now he is the
Are you going to say, like, he is the ugliest? I was going to say, it's like, whoa, dude, my eyes got really big. I was like, bro, we're really going to get canceled, man. Oh, my gosh. Oh, man.
Manny Pacquiao
Yeah.
is the. He's a very good-looking man.
Oh, my God. I wasn't expecting that, this guy. You're a very handsome man and a great singer.
Manny is the epitome of a rags to riches story.
Yeah.
He was a poor ass kid in the Philippines. He used to do construction when he was like a teenager.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that.
Just look at him now.
He kills people.
He's made like close to $1 billion in just his personal payouts from his boxing matches.
Is he running for like office or
No,
something?
I think he still currently is.
While boxing? Is that how he wins his debates? He's like, I will fight you.
Fight you for this law.
I will sign this bill if you know what's good for you.
So Manny is, I would say, by far one of the biggest Asian athletes in sports.
The Filipino pride was definitely behind that.
Oh,
They were
it's
like,
huge.
Yeah.
I mean, I just wanted to siphon off some of that from my Asian pride.
Thank you, guys.
Manny is definitely one of the greatest boxers of all time.
Yes, he is.
And he seems like a super genuine guy. I read all these things about him donating back to charities, both within his country and outside of it. You know, he's not just one of these rich boxers who's just taking his money, buying.
Yeah, I think we.
What do rich boxers buy?
Like 18 Bentleys.
Right. Manny's not doing that. He probably just has 5. He does seem like he's doing a lot of good work in the Philippines.
For the community. Yeah, you're right, man. Well, it's like, I guess Manny Pacquiao is technically the first Asian from his country to like be one of like greatest of all time in the sport.
Not just in some random miscellaneous sport, but like a high profile sport.
Right, like let's be real. We love Jeremy Lin. Like he's the GOAT. He's the number one Nick point guard. I don't care what anyone says. There's no cap there. But he only did it for 3 weeks. Right?
He did for 3 weeks.
He did it for 3 weeks. And he is the number one point guard in Knicks history, baby.
He built his whole career off of 3 weeks, Jeremy Lin.
Yeah, he's the most efficient basketball player ever.
To your point, Manny Pacquiao built his career over the course of 2 decades plus, right?
Yeah, a long time, dude. I was gonna say like Tiger Woods is another example.
Oh yeah, he's half.
I think he's quarter.
He's quarter.
I'll
take it. I'll take it.
This guy, this isn't bartering. We'll take it. Yeah, we'll just load up on it.
Quarter Asian.
Yeah, quarter
Tiger
Asian.
Woods. He had some sketchy stuff later in his life, but in the beginning of his career, he was definitely the greatest, and he very well might still end his career as the greatest.
Yeah, I think you can make the argument for that. He's
still playing right now.
Bro, he got into that like god awful car accident.
And he came back from it.
No
Didn't
way.
he?
I think he might like not be playing for a while or never. Like that's how bad this accident was. Bro, he broke like his whole body.
Ah, fuck.
You're like, oh shit.
Yo, Tiger Woods, we still love you. You're still one of us.
Yo, you're still the GOAT. There was this like whole backlash about like, what does he identify as? There was this whole
because
thing.
obviously he's in a sport that is hugely white, hugely Caucasian. He's already black, and then he has that fantastic 0.25% Asian in him.
0.25%, baby.
And like now what? Dealing with all the backlash from having to be a minority of two different races.
It's like if Captain Planet, just like the rings were all minorities and he just combined them. You get fucking Tiger Woods, Bia. It's like, yes, with my powers combined.
Obviously, Tiger Woods being black, I would say was a bigger difficulty for him being accepted in a 99% white sport than him being Asian.
Yeah, black athlete going into a predominantly, white sport.
Naomi Osaka?
Yeah.
You were saying that whole thing about Heinz Ward.
Korea, and like being recognized by the country or being like a defect at some point.
I read a lot of stuff about Naomi having that same problem with being recognized as being Japanese, having struggles with identifying as Japanese.
I see what you're saying. Okay, got it.
And she played under the U.S. flag. And then I think after she won, is it after or just before she won her first Grand Slam, she then changed as playing for Japan.
Oh, she switched over.
Which might be part marketing ploy, but she took pride in being Japanese. What we talked about with Heinz Ward, fair weather fans, right?
Fair weather fans.
Once she won a Grand Slam, it's like, yeah, Naomi is Japanese.
We love tennis.
Yeah, Osaka.
So, when like all the Asian hate thing was happening, right? I mean, it still is.
It's still happening,
It's still fucking happening, right? Real. Please be careful out there. I had some of my, friends, my Asian friends that were like calling her out.
Naomi?
Yeah.
For what?
Because they were saying that like during all this stuff that was happening, right? Jeremy Lin did a pretty strong stand of like addressing Asian hate in general. But a lot of athletes that technically are Asian were kind of incognito. They were like MIA. And one particular was Naomi Osaka. She was just kind of like, didn't address it, said like, like, I'm here, we don't tolerate. Like she didn't make a statement about it.
You were saying people within the Asian
community
didn't like the fact that she didn't say much in public?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's like a tough thing, right?
It's like saying like, Michael Jordan, he could use his platform for like the Black Americans, all this stuff. And I was like, yeah, that's true. But at the same time, like he said himself, look, I understand like why people are asking me for this, but for me, I'm technically just a basketball player.
There is one side that when you do get that famous, whether you like it or not, you represent a larger group
or not.
You have an almost unavoidable responsibility to speak out on behalf of the crowd or the group that you represent.
Okay, yeah.
I think part of that comes with fame. It comes with being a professional sports player and being in that spotlight.
That platform, yeah.
It's a tough situation to be in, right? Because you didn't sign up to be representing a whole race.
Right.
You just wanted to hit a ball really hard. So why are people going out there and giving you shit about it?
Right.
I personally think that although I believe these players have some sort of responsibility to say something positive, I also don't think they should be given shit when they make that personal choice not to do anything.
Yeah, they were though. And unfortunately they did.
Obviously.
Osaka did. Jordan definitely did. And, LeBron James even got flagged too. Remember that whole fiasco with him in like Hong Kong and Daryl Morey?
You can never say something and please everyone. That's the thing, right?
Right.
So no matter what you do, there's always going to be one group of people that gets pissed off at you. It's hard to shit on all these sports athletes for not speaking out. Okay, one platform that's always great for miscellaneous sports and sometimes good for miscellaneous Asian athletes, the Olympics. One quick tidbit, this past Summer Olympics, you know how each country kind of competes for who has the most gold medals, who has the most medals overall?
Yeah.
Right? And China is like gung-ho about trying to get the most gold medals, right?
Yeah.
So this past Summer Games, once again, this podcast is never going to be in mainland China, so I feel okay saying this a little bit.
Look at this guy.
So China loves getting the most gold medals or the most medals overall. Yeah. And this past Summer Games, they technically gave themselves the most medals by including Hong Kong and Taiwan in their medal count.
No way.
So if you took out Hong Kong and Taiwan and you separated from mainland China, they would be number 2.
That's kind of like a weenie, oh man, bitch ass.
You got no fear, Ben.
Oh man.
I got no fear.
I'm not lying. I was like, oh, maybe I gotta retract that. Oh my God. Come on, China.
Moving on to the actual athletes in the game. My favorite Asian Olympic athlete, Apollo Ono.
Apollo Ono.
Do you have any idea who that is?
I remember what he looked like.
Do you vaguely remember?
Was he a speed skater?
He was a speed skater.
Yeah.
Shout out to my wife. She had a big crush on him.
Oh my god. Wait, was he mixed?
Yeah, he was like he was half white and
Asian.
half Asian. There you go. Asian itself is a race, right?
That's my cousin right there.
I think he was Japanese though. I think he was half Japanese, half.
Actually, dude, honestly, yeah, his last name is fucking Ono, dude. Holy crap, that's like the biggest giveaway. Holy shit, dude, we're so bad at this. I don't know what could it be? Apollo Ono. I don't know.
I should know better because one of my friend's wife's last name is also Ono. Oh god, I'm horrible at this.
This is a good one. Please keep a lot of these, man.
Apollo Ono, definitely, and
possibly Japanese.
He's got it. One of the OGs figure skating, Michelle Kwan.
Yo, Michelle Kwan.
Korean American?
Yes.
Full Korean American.
Full Korean American. Full, baby.
We did such good research for this pod.
Yo, who needs 23? Was it 23andMe or Ancestry? You got Ben and Linji, yo.
Yeah, we'll just stare at them. Just take a look.
We just stare at them. Yeah, you look pretty Chinese there. Yeah.
Two of the more recent big Asian athletes, Chloe Kim, snowboarding.
Oh,
Winter
she's
Olympics
really
from a
good.
couple years ago. She seems like so much fun.
She's exciting to watch. I was like, wow, this is really cool, and she's really good at it. And she makes it look fun.
Also recently, Suni Kim,
Suni
gymnastics.
Okay,
You ever heard of her?
No.
She
she's the shit.
She's the shit. She does the gymnasting. Is that the verb?
I think that's right.
Right.
Yeah.
She does the gymnasting for Team USA.
Gymnasticals. Yeah.
She's also Asian American. But do you know what kind of Asian she is?
Hold on? What's her name again? I feel like there's like the spelling bee, but
Suni Lee.
Suni Lee. Can you use that in a sentence, please?
Can you quickly tell me what you think her race is?
She's Korean.
She's not Korean.
Oh man.
She's Hmong.
Oh wow. Oh shit. Oh well, shout out to the Hmong people.
I'm gonna put you on the spot. Where are Hmong people from?
From Laos.
Oh
shit, is that really?
That's correct.
Holy crap. Oh, this coffee's working today, buddy. Holy shit.
So Hmong is a ethnic minority that I think was originally in southwest China and then migrated to Laos.
Oh my
Laos
god.
is a small country that's right next to Thailand, north of Vietnam.
Something like that.
I'm just picturing that map in my head.
This is where I lose all my credit here.
One thing I saw about Suni that apparently she has these gold medals that she won, but she put them in a safe.
Okay.
And then she forgot the pin code to the safe.
No way. So it's just like stuck. Wow.
That's something like you would do.
Yeah,
that's 100% something you would do.
You know what? I think this is my favorite Olympian. I think I found my favorite Olympian now. This is my spirit Olympian animal right here.
I feel like when you're in the Olympics, either you hit it big or you're just completely forgotten. You're either like Michael Phelps, Michelle Kwan, Usain Bolt, or you're like
Apollo Ono.
Nah, my wife still remembers him. I was like, sweetie, who's that Olympic athlete that you really used to like? She's like, Apollo Ono?
Ono.
Yep, that's the one. That's the one.
Man.
I see a lot of Asian athletes in sports that I would never get the opportunity to see. And this isn't just because I'm Chinese, but when I watch ping pong, that shit is legit.
It is pretty intense.
It is.
And like you see,
I'll watch like a whole match. I'm like,
it's crazy. Like they're like cats. They're so quick. That's what I mean. Like,
okay.
Just like
yeah.
And they have amazing calves. Sorry, I'll stop.
They have amazing calves.
Yeah, this is my research on ping pong players. If I was a ping pong commentator, like, look at those calves. This guy's a champion. Look at those calves. Look at that.
All right, guys. Our favorite segment, ranting and raving. I think Ben has taken this opportunity in this segment just to shout out every random country that's now listening to our podcast. Yes. Who's on the docket for this week?
On today's episode, we got to do a lovely shout out to the country of Romania.
Always good people.
Oh, only the best.
Every Romanian that I've ever met, the best.
My super was Romanian.
I don't think I actually know anybody that's Romanian.
He was a very scary man, though. If it's my super that's listening right now from Romania, I just want to say thank you so much for your support. I'm sorry I was playing baseball on the lawn.
If you're the random Romanian listener and you actually hear this, please DM us.
Please. Oh, man. But for real, like, it's pretty cool seeing like all the countries listening, or we think they're listening. Because like, also I was thinking, I was like, What if they're just listening because they're like, oh, this is a English class, right? This is the.
Oh
I
yeah,
was thinking about
we're definitely good English teachers.
right. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like,
100%.
because we have a lot of international.
Remember, it's
listeners.
soccer, not football.
Ooh, we just lost them. They're like, oh, they're canceled. They don't like soccer.
But we do appreciate all the random places that all our listeners are coming from.
We do get a good kick out of it
Yeah,
when it's
like-
like, Romania.
Canada's in the picture. Australia's in the picture.
Oh, down under.
To our Asian Aussies down there.
Holly. Wait, is that what they say? Is that even a thing? Oi.
Vegemite number 1.
Akadaka. That I learned that's how they say ACDC, bro. Akadaka.
Akadaka?
Akadaka.
You mean the band ACDC?
ACDC, bro.
Akadaka?
Akadaka.
Please fact check us. Hey, do you know how I know my kid is really privileged? We were having dinner one day at my parents' house, and it's like a very random Chinese dinner. We just go over and they just cook whatever stuff.
Yo, it's a feast.
So we sat down and we're all getting ready.
Yeah.
And we're just about to eat. My son sits down he looks at his bowl and he says this in Chinese, but I'll just translate for you non-Chinese people.
Yeah.
He says, 好久没有吃龙虾, which means it's been a long time since I had lobster.
Whoa, oh my gosh. What are you doing?
My son is 3 years old, by the
Yeah,
way.
man. Dude.
This kid.
Oh my God. I mean, like,
That's called privilege.
don't get me wrong. That's, you're being a good dad, but my God, Linji.
That's some real privilege right there.
Yo, like, I'm scared.
I just thought that was funny.
That's kind of funny.
That was both very cute and very
Yeah.
very scary. All right, guys, that does it for this week. We have definitely failed miserably. We thought today's topic was going to be a home run, but
Chill. We're
turns
really
out we
lucky.
know shit about sports.
Yo, fucking jack shit, dude.
When it gets down to the nitty gritty, we don't know shit.
But I think our Asian radar was pretty, who am I kidding?
I don't
that
know.
was
man.
terrible,
I
too.
don't know.
Oh, man. This was a fun one. Shohei Ohtani, you deserve the MVP.
Right now, as of this recording, he has not yet won the MVP.
Right.
If he doesn't win, you're never going to hear from us again.
Yeah.
Hashtag canceling the pod.
Sorry to break your hearts.
All right, guys, remember, you can find us everywhere just by going to www.worstasianpod.com. That will link you to all our socials, all the TikToks, all the Instagrams. You can shoot us a DM if you want. Ben is our chief marketing officer.
Whoa.
This is like when my son tries to help in the kitchen, and I just give him like a...
Pour this water back and forth.
Yeah. That's basically the task that I've given you.
Yes.
All right, guys, thanks for tuning in this week. We'll catch you guys next week. What topic? I do not know yet,
Ooh.
but stay tuned.
Stay tuned.